हिलाया था, हिलाया था। संजीवन बूटी ला करके, संजीवन बूटी ला करके लक्ष्मण को तुम्ही न जलाया था, जलाया था, जलाया था। रहते हैं सरार कुनंदन जी, रहते हैं सरार कुनंदन जी, जाकार तुम्हारी आंखों में ये मार दी, ये मार दी, ये मार दी, ये मार दी सारी रात कथा का सार तुम्हारी आंखों। जय जय बजरंगबली, जय 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 बजरंगबली, जय 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 बजरंगबली, जय 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 बजरंगबली। तुम सचमुच संकट मोचन हो, तुम सचमुच संकट मोचन हो, तुम सचमुच संकट मोचन हो, संकट मोचन हो। शंकर की तरह त्रैलोचन हो, त्रैलोचन हो। जिस पर हो तुम्हारी कृपा से, जिस पर हो तुम्हारी कृपा से, कभी कष्ट न हो, कभी सोच न हो, कभी कष्ट न हो, कभी सोच न हो। चिंता को जटाक्षर करे वो, चिंता को जटाक्षर करे वो, तलवार तुम्हारी आंखों में ये मार दे, ये मार दे, ये मार दे, ये मार दे सारी रात कथा का सार तुम्हारी आंखों में। जय जय बजरंगबली, जय 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 बजरंगबली।
राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम, राम राम सिया राम ओ भजने राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम, राम राम सिया राम ओ भजने राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम, राम राम सिया राम ओ भजने राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम। पर आए दशरथ जी के पुत्र कहाए, जनकपुरी में शिवधन तोरा, सती से आसक नाता छोरा, पंचवती हो गया देश में जाए हनुमान, भज राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम, सिया राम ओ भजने राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम भज 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 राम राम से बड़ा राम का नाम 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 राम से बड़ा राम का नाम।
Namaskar और सुस्वागतम। Let us all kindly stand for आरती। कृपया खड़े हो जाइए। Es too much a bass. प्रेम सहित, भक्ति सहित और श्रद्धा सहित आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियति की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियति की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियति की।
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियति की। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद। सुख सनकादिशेष और सारद, बरणी पवन
सुत कीरतिनी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियति की।
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश,
छहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस। सार अंश सम्मत सब की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की।
आरती श्री
रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियति की।
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी,
अरु घट संभव मुनि ज्ञानी। व्यास आदि कवि पर्ज बखानी। काग कुशुंडी गरुड़ केरी।
आरती जय रामायण जी की,
कीरति कलित ललित
सिय की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय की
कलिमल हरणी विषय रस पीकी
शुभ श्रृंगार मूर्ति युवती की दलन रोग भवपूरी अमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय की
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। अपने आसन पर बैठ जाइए, प्लीज बी सीटेड।
प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र की। Namaste or Sitaram to all you wonderful devotees present here on our second night of our 5 nights Ramayana Yagna. Let me take this time to warmly welcome each and every one of you to our beautiful Amarjyoth Mandir, where we continue to join in our wonderful scriptures of the Sri Ram Charitmanas as we embrace the theme of our Yagna, standing up for Dharma. And I repeat, standing up for Dharma. So as we begin tonight, devotees, just a little basic house rules. As mentioned last night, on exiting the inside of the mandir, we kindly ask that you wear your footwear, and when entering, you take it off and place them neatly on the side. Secondly, on exiting the mandir, the washrooms are located down the hallway, or annex as we say, and you take a left and you would see the signs there, washrooms, females first, followed by the male washrooms. Of course, we ask that you do not eat or drink inside of the mandir. And lastly, in the case of any emergencies that results in us exiting the mandir, we ask that you do so very calmly and quietly and proceed to the car park, which is our muster point. To continue, last night we heard from our beloved Guruji and spiritual leader of this mandir, Pandit Amar, as he embraced us with various lessons, such as the way we should speak and portray ourselves. Tonight we join and welcome Sri Ravi Bharati and his group of the Paramdham Ashram located at Pinal to share with us his discourse and his teachings on standing up for Dharma. Sri Ravi Bharati, born in the Southland Pinal, the heart of the culture of the Indians, Sri Ravi Bharati received his early education in an atmosphere filled with the fragrance of nature in the Southland. He found himself in a job in various ministries where he performed his duties with great enthusiasm. While performing his duties, he was involved in many social, religious, and visionary activities. His keen desire to know more and to experience the richness of his tradition became very intense. Sri Ravi Bharati took a bold step. He resigned his job in 1987 from the Ministry of Health and left the land of his birth, his motherland, and proceeded to the land of his ancestors, Bharat, India. Sri Ravi Bharati spent a total of 6 years in India. His first 3.5 years in Kashi, Banaras, where he studied Sanskrit, Hindi, music, and philosophy. The next 2.5 years he spent at his guru's ashram, Swami Chinmayananda's ashram in Mumbai. There he studied and experienced the richness of Vedanta under the guidance of his guru, Swami Chinmayanandaji, who attained Mahasamadhi in 1993. Sri Ravi Bharati returned to his motherland in 1993/94, and from that day till now, he has given his life to social, religious, and visionary work, nationally and internationally. His work entails camps, yagnas, satsangs, and counseling. He also conducts classes in Sanskrit, Vedic mantras, and Gita chanting. He spends a major part of his time with children and youths. So without further ado, I warmly welcome Sri Ravi Bharati. Thank you.
Namaskar and Suswagam to each and everyone this evening. I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation to Pandit Amar and the Amarjyoth Sabha Mandir for their invitation to be part of this Yagna. And to you lovely devotees who have joined together, my heartfelt thanks also to you all. Before we begin with the topic at hand, first we are going to join together in Vedic mantras, and it comes from the Purusha Suktam. We are all going to join together in the Purusha Suktam. Om Tat Chayora Vrinimahe Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Devi Swastirastunaha Swastirmanushebhyah Urdvam Jigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dripade Shanchatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Sahasrashirha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam Purusha Evedagam Sarvam Yad Bhutam Yadcha Bhavyam Utamrithatvasyeshanaha Yadannena Tirohati Etavanasya Mahima Ato Jayagascha Purushaha Padosya Vishwa Bhutani Tripadasyaamritam Divi Tripadurdva Udai Purushaha Padosyeha Bhavat Punaha Tato Vishwangyakramat Sashananashane Abhi Tasmat Virad Jayat Virajo Adhipurushaha Sajato Atyarichyata Paschad Bhumimato Puraha Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata Vasanto Asya Sidajam Grishma Idma Sharad Bhavihi Saptasya Sanparidhayaha Trisapta Samidha Krita Devayat Yajnam Tanvana Abadman Purusham Pashum Tan Yajnam Barhishik Prakshanna Purusham Jatamagrataha Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhyarishayashaye Tasmat Yajnat Sarvahutaha Sampritam Prashadajam Pashugastagaschakreva Yavyana Aranyan Gramyaschaye Tasmat Yajnat Sarvahutaha Richasamani Jagnire Chandagamsi Jagnire Tasmat Yajustasmadajayata Tasmadashva Ajayanta Yekecho Bhayadataha Gavo Hajagnire Tasmat Tasmat Jata Ajamayaha Yat Purusham Vyadaduhu Kadighavya Kalpayan Mukham Kemasya Kaubahu Kavuru Padavuchete ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरो तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमामनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणान् वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोद्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन्यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् मृत इह भवति नान्यपन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः अद्य सम्भूतपृथिव्यैरसा च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताधि तस्य त्वष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीरा परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे ह्रीश्चते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्याप्तम् इष्टं मणिषाण अमुं मणिषाण सर्वं मणिषाण ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः The mere recitation of these mantras has the ability to purify our hearts, to purify our mind and intellect, to purify our home, our office, our mandir, our community, our nation. The mere recitation, the mere listening, the one who is able to understand, digest, and apply into one's life, that individual is fortunate to have heard or chanted or read, understood, digested, and apply the scriptures. Before we continue, we'll join together in a short kirtanam. And I want to hear the voices of everyone in this kirtanam. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
Sita Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram.
सीता राम 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 सीता राम
I will ask the group not to sing with the microphones. I want to hear the audience. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Lovely. Jai Siya Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Sita Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Bolo Ram, Ram Ram, Bolo Ram. Bolo Ram, Ram Ram, Bolo Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Prabhu Ram, Ram Ram, Prabhu Ram. Prabhu Ram, Ram Ram, Prabhu Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya 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 Ram. Raja Ram, Ram Ram, Raja Ram. Raja Ram, Ram Ram, Raja Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya 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 Ram. Bolo Ram, Ram Ram, Bolo Ram. Bolo Ram, Ram Ram, Bolo Ram. Sita Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram. Prabhu Ram, Ram Ram, Prabhu Ram. Raja Ram, Ram Ram, Raja Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya 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 Ram. Siyavar Ramchandra ki Jai. From the Ramcharitamanas, Ayodhya Kanda, the scenario in which the great sage Valmiki, the meeting between Prabhu Ramchandraji, the divine, and the author of the Ramayana, Valmiki ji. When we see these two individuals meet, a great devotee of the divine and the divine, what is their conversation? What is their behavioral pattern? What is the mannerisms? When we see the mannerisms, the behavioral patterns, the dialogues that individuals will entertain, it tells us the quality of life, it tells us their upbringing, it tells us their samskaras, it tells us their vasanas. You and I, as individuals, as devotees of the divine, we all turn to the divine for solace, for comfort. We all turn to the divine because of the presence of the divine, because of the existence of the divine, everything is possible in the world. I am just an instrument in the hands of the divine. I know you cannot do anything for ourselves. It is the divine functioning through every one of us in different ways. When we learn to surrender completely, to surrender, to understand, to accept, to appreciate a greater force in the universe, I may plan everything in life for me, but life has different plans for me. You may plan how much you want. Not every plan that we plan out is going to work for us. The divine has different plans for you and I. Whatever comes in life, embrace it. Why? This opportunity may never return to you and I. That individual who stands on the path of dharma and protects dharma, dharma protects that individual. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. He who protects dharma, dharma in turn protects such an individual. And the very first word of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the last word of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The first word of the Gita is dharma. And the last word of the Bhagavad Gita, mama. My life is mama dharma, my dharma. My approach to dharma. My pathway I have chosen in dharma. And if your life is based upon dharma, life becomes the most beautiful experience. And when you and I can turn and surrender to the divine, our life will transform. Many of us, we keep on complaining about everything in life. Let me see how many of us complain about everything in life. Raise your hands. See, the difference is that you complain about everything in life. I complain in life. See the difference? And when we complain about everything in life, what happens? Nothing works in our favor. Koi rote hain, koi gaate hain. There are some who are crying, there are some who are smiling. There are those who are complaining, there are those who are enjoying every moment of existence. The more we complain, the more we can never enjoy this existence. Koi roye, koi gaye, kaisa tera sansar hai malik, kaisa tera sansar. कोई समझ नहीं पाए तेरा कारोबार है मालिक कैसा तेरा संसार. कोई रोए कोई गाए कैसा तेरा संसार है मालिक कैसा तेरा संसार. उजड़ जाए जब रैन बसेरा पंछी सिर धुन रोए. कोई न जाने दर्द किसी का सब मतलब में खोए. उजड़ जाए जब रैन बसेरा पंछी सिर धुन रोए. कोई न जाने दर्द किसी का सब मतलब में खोए. अंबर नीर बहाए धरती करे पुकार है मालिक कैसा तेरा संसार। कोई रोए कोई गाए, कैसा तेरा संसार है मालिक, कैसा तेरा संसार। रात बनाई, फूलों के संग कांटे, जाने कहाँ किस जगह बैठकर तू ये सुख दुख बांटे। दिन के संग तूने रात बनाई, फूलों के संग काटे, जाने कहाँ किस जगह बैठकर तू ये सुख दुख बांटे। पतझर जहाँ मुस्काए, रोए वही बहार है मालिक, कैसा तेरा संसार। कोई रोए कोई गाए, कैसा तेरा संसार है मालिक, कैसा तेरा संसार। कोई समझ नहीं पाए तेरा कारोबार है मालिक, कैसा तेरा संसार है मालिक, कैसा तेरा संसार। कैसा तेरा संसार है मालिक। What kind of world is this? कोई रोते हैं, कोई हंसते हैं, कोई गाते हैं, कोई शिकायत करते हैं। What kind of world that we are living in which some are crying, some are complaining, some are fighting, some are smiling, some are enjoying the beauty of existence. What kind of world is this? दिन के संग तूने रात बनाई, together with the day you have made the night. फूलों के संग कांटे, together with the flowers you have made the thorns. The pairs of opposites will confront us at every moment. You have a choice. You stand for something or you fall for anything. And this is where the dialogue between Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra Ji, the divine, and Valmiki Ji, and goes beautifully like this in the Chand in Ayodhya Kand. श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन, हरण भव भय दारुणम, नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर, कंज पद कंजारुणम, श्रुति से सुपालक राम तुम जगदीश माया, जानकी जो सृजति जगु पालती, हरति रस पाई कृपा निधान की, जो सहस शीसु अहीसु महीधर, लखनु सचराचर धनी, सुर काज धरि नर राज, तनु चले खलन खल निशिचर अनिम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। It says here that every individual is the custodian of dharma. Every individual is a custodian of dharma. We were brought up in a tradition with a value system. We were brought up with principles. We were brought up with values. You and I, as individuals of the universe, you and I have taught, or we were taught by our parents and the elders, how to live, how to respect others, how to care for others, how to love others. Have we taught our children how to do that? Think of what I'm saying. The reason why today we don't see the respect between children and parents, because parents don't respect children and children don't respect parents. All because we have lost touch with our value system. We have not applied these values as an integral part of our day-to-day existence. You and I have 9 daughters, and not a single daughter of mine has raised their voice towards me. All because I have never raised my voice towards my children. When you and I can learn the art of how to communicate, Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 17, the manner how to speak. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. Anudvegakaram vakyam. We should not speak with the understanding or the intention or the motive to create any ill feelings in the hearts and the minds of others. We should not allow our speech to hurt another individual, knowingly or unknowingly. And that is standing up for dharma. 1. 2, our speech should be priyam, pleasing or pleasant. Satyam, truth. We should always speak the truth, even if the truth is very difficult to digest. Sometimes you speak the truth and it causes more complications or more families to go apart. Then keep quiet. By you and I speaking the truth, that causing families to go apart is not the best approach. But sometimes you have to talk the truth. Even if it means hurting others, knowingly or unknowingly. Because if you live in denial by speaking untruth all the time, you will believe the untruth to be the truth one day. So the individual, each individual, we are the custodian of dharma, and we have to teach our children, teach our own selves. Before I prepare a discourse, a talk, a lecture on the Shastras or the scriptures, first it has to apply to me first. I have to learn how to speak with individuals. I have to learn how to communicate with my loved ones, my dear ones. And when you learn the art of how to do that, you will not cause any rift or misunderstanding with families at home. Let me see how many of you in the audience here. I want you all to be honest. How many of you all quarrel with your spouse? Raise your hands. I know some don't have any spouse, you don't quarrel with your spouse. But you quarrel with your parents or your children. Isn't that so? The one that cares for you the most, the one that loves you the most, the one who does everything, the first person to get up in the morning is the wife. To cook, to prepare lunch, breakfast, send everyone to school, to work. The one who does everything for us. Is that the way we express our love to that individual? Think about it. Why do we use harsh words? Why do we spew venom? Think about it. It goes both ways, husband and wife, right? Not just one way alone, both ways. The whole idea is that if we are the custodians of dharma, we are told how to communicate, how to speak. In the Ramcharitamanas, when Bhagwan Ram and Sita Maya, when they were in the forest, Look at the manner in which Bhagwan Ram will speak to Sita Maya. Hey Sita Maya, hey Mama Priye Sita, oh my beloved Sita. Look at the manner in which he speaks to her. He will find a time while he's in the forest to go and pluck some flowers, make a little mala and decorate her hair. How many husbands do that? Think about it. How many husbands do that? How many of us bring flowers for our beloved? Not just Valentine's Day alone, but every day is special in your life, because I live with the understanding today can be the last day of my life. How do I want to spend the last day of my life? I can be driving, going down the road, back home. I get into an accident, I can die immediately. And yet when I left home, I quarreled with my children and my spouse. What frame of mind will I die in if I speak harshly to others? So if you and I are the custodians of Dharma, it says here in this, being that we are the custodians of Dharma and of Vedic laws, meaning the Shastras, why is it we have not applied it in our day-to-day living? Bhagwan Ram is the living example of the custodian of Dharma. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verses 7 and 8. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir-bhavati bharata abhyutphanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi. Whenever there is a decadence of dharma, of values, of principles, or righteousness, whenever there's a decadence of such, and adharma, unrighteousness, abhi utthanam, is on the uprise or it increases, Bhagavan says, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhi utthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. At that moment, at that time, I manifest myself, I come forth into this universe, I bring myself forth into the universe. For what? Paritranaya sadhunam, for the protection of all the pious ones. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, for the destruction of adharma or unrighteousness, those who are bent on destroying society. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, for the re-establishment of dharma. Sambhavami yuge yuge, in every yuga I bring forth, I manifest myself forth in this universe for this purpose. And if Bhagwan himself comes to propagate dharma, and he has given us the Shastras, the scriptures, which we are to live by. For instance, you're buying a machinery, and when you buy a machinery, you get a manual with it. Your duty is to read the manual completely, understand it, and apply all the information towards the machinery. In so doing, you will gain the maximum the machinery has to offer. But sometimes, and most times, we don't read the manual. What happens? You pour the wrong fuel into the machinery. The machinery begins to malfunction. This body is a machinery. The Shastras, the scriptures, are the manual. Read the Shastras, the scriptures, the manual, understand it, apply it to this machinery. You'll gain the maximum that this machinery has to offer. I pour all the wrong fuel. I pour all the wrong food. I begin to stress myself out. I'm tense. I'm agitated. I'm confused. I'm angry. No one has caused that on you or me. I have brought it on myself. Why? I do not know how to deal with situations in life. Let me see how many of you have problems in life. Those who have problems, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.5, 9. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119. 120. 121. 122. 123. 124. 125. There is not a single problem in life. Life does not present any problem. Life presents situations. How you face the situations will tell us if you know how to deal with it, how to handle it, how to overcome it. Life presents opportunities. Embrace the opportunities and enjoy this moment of existence, because this opportunity may never come to you again. And if by chance you consider it to be a problem, it's a good thing. You learn the art of how to become a stronger individual, how to face the challenges of life. Rather to sit down and complain, why me again? If you win the lotto, would you say, why me? Only when something bad happens, why me? Because you are chosen to become a great individual. Hence, opportunities come your way and you perceive it as problems. Learn the art of how to see things differently. You may see a glass, half of it filled with water. You and I see the empty portion. We see what we don't have. We don't see what we have, the half portion filled. Learn the art of how to enjoy what you have, working for what you want tomorrow. So, if you and I are the custodians of Dharma, the laws of life, the laws that governs this machinery, learn how to use the laws to apply to this machinery to gain the maximum. And when you and I can live the Shastras, we are the walking embodiments of the Shastras. We are a walking encyclopedia. We are living the Shastras. We are living the life of Dharma. And when you and I can live the life of Dharma, if every moment becomes an act of offering, Yat karoshi yadashnasi, yat juhoshi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushmadarpanam. Whatever you do, yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, whatever you consume, yat juhoshi, whatever you pour into the homa as offerings to the divine, yat dadasi, whatever you give in charity, yat tapasyasi, whatever you perform as an act of penance, that kurushva mad arpanam, make it an act and offering unto me. When every act becomes an act of offering, your life becomes the greatest puja. Your life becomes the greatest puja. Hence, you and I have a responsibility. Many of us, and I want you all to be practical about it. When your little child is about 2 years old, 3 years old, and the child, you are playing the music on your radio at home or in your stereo, whatever it may be, the child begins to dance. Isn't that so? And you tell the child how to dance in a degrading, vulgar manner. And every one of us as parents and elders, we laugh when the child dances like that. How many of us are guilty of that? Raise your hands. See, I have to raise my hands first, because if I don't raise my hands, you will not want to raise your hands. Okay? We are guilty of that. We make it as though it's a joke. I've seen one day, I didn't do it. I almost slapped an individual, a father, given his 3-year-old son some beer to drink. You are introducing a child to become an alcoholic, destroying a child's life. I only held back because he was a relative. Would you do that for your child? No one wants their child to be like that. But it's okay for the father to give the child. What kind of parents are we today? What kind of parents are we today? We spoil the child, give the child all the freedom. We have never disciplined the child. we have never disciplined our children. They may become great doctors, engineers, accountants, magistrates, astronauts, whatever they may become, but their life is in shambles. You have all the wealth, you have all the education, you have no value system. You have no character. What kind of life? You will reach one day in life where you have everything at your beck and call. You have millions and billions. You have luxurious vehicles, palaces, but you can't enjoy living. Why? You are miserable with yourself and with others around you. All because we are not disciplined in a particular value system. We, as the present generation today, we have thrown away the value system, not imparting to anything to our children. And if we have lost that value system, we have come from a lineage, we've come from a civilization that has cradled the world with its value system, with its culture. हम उस देश के वासी हैं, हम उस देश के वासी हैं, जिस देश में गंगा बहती है, होठों पे सच्चाई रहती है, जहां दिल में सफाई रहती है. हम उस देश के वासी हैं, हम उस देश के वासी हैं, जिस देश में गंगा बहती है. होठों पे सच्चाई रहती है. We have come from a civilization that cradled the world with truth on our lips. जहां दिल में सफाई रहती है, where purity of the heart is most predominant. We are descendants of such civilization that cradled the world. How to speak the truth? Raja Dashrath. रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई, प्राण जाऊं पर बचन न जाऊं. In the Ramcharitamanas, Raja Dashrath gave his promise. I prefer my life be lost than to break my promise. Bhagwan Ram, having met with Valmiki ji, Valmiki asked him, inquired from him, why is it you have come to the forest? And he says a few things here. And these are the words of Raja Shri Ramchandra ji to Valmiki ji. तात बचन पुनि मातु हित भाई भरत अस राउ, मो कहूं दशरथ दरस तुम्हार प्रभु, सबु मम पुण्य प्रभाव. I have come here to honor the promise of my father. One. See, he is obeying his father. One. Second thing, matu hit, to seek the well-being of my mother. Bhai us rau, as rau, and of my brother Bharat to become the king of Ayodhya. Seeing all this, I fulfill the promise of a son fulfilling the desire, the wish, the command of the father. When you and I can give our promise and fulfill it, nibhana padega, you have to fulfill it, adhere to it. When you adhere to it, you are considered an individual of principles and value. But today when I break my promise that I have made to you, my words have no weight, it have no value. In that era, your promise was the collateral. Today, your promise means your words mean nothing to anyone. Why? Because you cannot keep your promise. This is where dharma can be lived by every moment of our existence by seeing the value system enshrined in the Shastras, in the scriptures. A disciplined individual is what? A successful individual in life. Being disciplined in any field of life that individual is successful. All because he or she has disciplined themselves. In this beautiful bhajan it says, I have found the greatest gift in life. And that gift is the gift of the name of the divine. जब तक जीवित रहे, जब तक सांस रहे शरीर में, तब तक हरि का नाम ले सकते हैं. As long as there is breath in this body, as long as there is life in this body, let us use that opportunity to glorify the divine. मरने के बाद कुछ नहीं होता है. Nothing is ever possible when we die. So, in this beautiful bhajan it says, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. पायो जी मैंने राम चरण. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. 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 राम रतन धन पायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. वस्तु अमोलक दी मारे सतगुरु. वस्तु अमोलक दी मारे सतगुरु. कृपा कर अपनायो. पायो जी मैंने कृपा करी अपनायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई. जन्म जन्म की जन्म जन्म की जन्म जन्म की जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई. जग में सब ही खुवाई. पायो जी मैंने जग में सब ही खुवाई. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. हर छिन टूटे वाको छोर न लेवे. हर छिन टूटे वाको छोर न लेवे. दिन दिन बढ़त सवायो. पायो जी मैंने दिन दिन बढ़त सवायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. सत्य की नाव खेवटिया सतगुरु. सत्य की नाव खेवटिया सतगुरु. भव सागर दरियायो. पायो जी मैंने भव सागर दरियायो. पायो जी मैंने के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, गिरिधर नागर, गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, हर्ष हर्ष यश गायो गायो जी मैंने, हर्ष हर्ष यश गायो गायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो गायो जी मैंने, राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. Having found the greatest gift in life, the name of the divine that keeps me on the move all the time, that keeps me protected. This is why we are given a mantram. Mananat trayate iti mantraha. That which when recited has the power to protect you and I. It has the power to free the mind from all limitations. It has the power to increase the strength of the mind. The stronger the mind, the stronger the personality. And by the recitation of mantras, by the recitation of shlokas, by the singing and chanting of bhajans, it helps to purify the mind. The more the mind is purified, the more the individual experiences a greater intensity of equilibrium. The life divine is your birthright. Do not trade it for anything less than that. So, and if you are the custodian of dharma, how are you going to fulfill your duty as an individual? I may not know everything. I may know some things. These some things that we know, let us share it with the next generation. When we were growing up, see, every Trini, they cannot spell Hindustani words correct. They may pronounce it correctly, they may spell it wrongly. They may spell it wrongly, pronounce it wrongly also. When you go to any restaurant, they're selling dal puri. How do you spell dal puri? Tell me. How do you spell dal puri? Incorrect. We say it correctly, dal, but we spell it wrongly. Spell D-H. There is no H in dal. There is no H in dal. It is D-A-L, not D-H-A-L. See? We pronounce it correctly, we spell it wrongly. Second one, we have baigan, we have damadolwa, and you put it on the tawa or on the chulha to roast. What do you make out of that? I can't hear you. Louder. Spell it for me. Every young child do not say choka, they say choka. Because they pronounce it wrongly. They think they have heard choka, they say choka. Incorrect. Choka. C-H-K-H. You take aloo and you curry it. Or you take baigan and you curry it with aloo. How do you call that? Huh? I can't hear you. Wrong. The correct word is tarkari. Listen very T-A-R. Tarkari. Correct pronunciation. That is distorted to talkari. And if you live in central or north, it becomes talkari. And if you live further north, Westmoreland, to carry. See? We have lost the pronunciation one. So if you teach a child the wrong thing, don't blame the child if the child says the wrong thing. Because you and I myself, we don't know the correct pronunciation. So this is where you have a duty, a commitment, a responsibility to teach your children. To teach your children from where we have come, where we are, where we want to go. And having reached there, never forget your roots. Never forget your roots. If the roots are strong and firm, the tree can never tilt over. All because you are firmly based in a value system. You are firmly grounded in a value system. When you and I can learn the art of how to live the scriptures, how to understand and imbibe and live the value system, there is nothing in this world that can shake you and I from our value system. Even today I was talking to some children. I just came from abroad studying across the day. They are here on a holiday. And I'm talking to them. I said, friends don't take you. You want to go with your friends. Understand the difference. When your friends carry you somewhere, the parents make the first statement. Friends carry you, but friends don't bring you back. Friends did not carry you. You wanted to go with your friends. First thing. If you don't drink or smoke or whatever it may be, no one can force you to do it. When we were much younger, I've gone everywhere with all my friends. And when every parent knew that I am going with their children, they have no worries. Why? Because I am the only sober one who will take care of all the drunk ones and bring them back home safely. So every parent feels contented and safe. I am with their children because I will bring them back home safely. But don't go and say, my friend gave it to me. Your friend didn't open your mouth and pour it down. So don't blame anyone except myself for situations in life. I've always told my children, I have no objection you want to do anything in life. You are free to do anything. Are you willing to accept the consequences of your action? Think of what I'm saying. Are you willing to accept the consequences of your action? If you are willing to accept the consequences, go right ahead. And all of us as parents, we are guilty of something. The child is playing on the couch, the chair, and the child is jumping. What do you tell the child to do? Anybody? Huh? Stop jumping. Don't jump. Don't climb. Don't run. If you listen to Indian parents, you never reach anywhere in life. They always tell you, don't jump, don't run, don't climb. They never tell you what to do. They never tell you what to do. I always tell my children, if you climb and fall down, don't crack the floor. Simple as it is. If my kids will all play and pull each other, they will come and complain to me. This one pull in my hair, that one pinch in me. I said, look, you all fight how much you all want. I will not send my pressure up. Only if you see blood, you come back and tell me. No blood, no complaints after that. You have a responsibility to ensure your child has the most beautiful upbringing, the best environment. Give them what is required for survival, schooling, whatever it is. Make sure they have a value system. Make sure they have a value system. When Bhagwan Ram was young, together with Lakshmana, Bharat and Shatrughna, what happened? They all went to the home of the Guru, in the Gurukul. They lived their life of brahmacharis in the ashram of the Gurukul, where values were instilled. All scientific approaches were taught to them, secular science as well as sacred science. Mannerism, how to conduct themselves. Decorum, how to speak with an individual. Everything was taught to them in that institution. In our schools today, the students are beating the teachers. Any individual in the audience is a teacher? Raise your hands. See? Every individual in the audience is a teacher. You are teaching your children, isn't that so? And you're not raising your hand. How many of you are teachers in the audience? Raise your hands. See? Huh? Principal. Very good. So you see, every individual is a role model in the eyes of someone. For your children, you are the greatest ideal, the greatest role model. And as a child, my parent can do no wrong. As a child, my parent can do no wrong. Ask the parent, are you doing the things that your children will be proud of? Think about it. It is given in our Shastras how we should live, parents and children. Even today I was talking to the children who came from abroad. Parents want their children to fulfill their dreams. I could not be a doctor, so I want my child to study medicine. I did not become an engineer, I want my child to become an engineer. When will the child fulfill his or her dreams? Think of what I'm saying. When will your child live his or her dreams? You can guide your children as much as they want. Children, listen to your parents, but I'm not saying you have to follow what they say. Listen to what they have to say. I'm not saying you have to follow what they say. Because not every parent knows what is outside the best for you. I'm not saying disobey your parents. What I'm saying is that give them a listening ear. See what they have to offer. If it's worth it, embrace it. If your dreams is something else, sit with your parents, communicate, dialogue with them. Raja Dashrath and Bhagwan Ram had a dialogue. And he told his father, when Kaikeyi asked for the boons, Bhagwan Ram was willing to go immediately. His father tried to persuade him not to go. And he sat down with his father and said, you have given a promise, you have made a promise. Allow me the opportunity to fulfill the promise you have made. See, no quarrel, no argument. Allow me the opportunity to fulfill the promise. One, I will also get the opportunity to go into the forest and meet all my devotees. So fulfilling both purposes, adhering to the promise made by by Raja Dashrath and meeting with devotees in the forest. So as a parent, I want you to reflect. I want you to reflect on your role. Fatherhood is not a role. Fatherhood is an ideal we strive to achieve. I repeat that statement. Fatherhood is not a role. It is an ideal we strive to achieve. If you know your duties and you fulfill your responsibilities, there is nothing to worry about in life. With this, my friends, I've come to the end of my session. And before we stand for Aarti, this beautiful bhajan, Maili chadar odh ke kaise. How can I wear these dirty apparels and approach the divine? Man hi man sharmao. Deep within my mind, I'm ashamed to approach the divine with this impure garments. Tune mujhko jag mein bheja. O divine one, you have sent me to this world. Nirmal dekar kaya, you have given me a body that was pure by nature. आ करके इस संसार में I haven't come into this world, इसको दाग लगाया, I have made it impure. जन्म जन्म की मैली चादर, from many lifetimes I have worn this dirty apparel. कैसे दाग छुड़ाऊं? How can I remove the impurities and the stains? हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरे मन ही मन शर्माऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं। हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरे मन ही मन शर्माऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, 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 मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। तूने मुझको जग में भेजा, निर्मल देकर काया, आकर के संसार में मैंने इसको दाग लगाया। जन्म जन्म की मैली चादर कैसे दाग छुड़ाऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। निर्मल वाणी पाकर तुझसे नाम न तेरा गाया, नैन मुंड कर हे परमेश्वर कभी न तुझको ध्याया। मन वीणा की तारे टूटी, अब क्या भजन सुनाऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। इन पैरों से चल कर तेरे मंदिर कभी न आया, जहाँ जहाँ हो पूजा तेरी कभी न शीश झुकाया। हे हरिहर मैं हार के आया, अब क्या हार चढ़ाऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, 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 मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। Any announcement before we stand for Aarti? Okay. Let's all kindly stand for Aarti. प्रेम सहित, भक्ति सहित और श्रद्धा सहित. With love and faith and devotion we join together as we offer a prayer to the Divine, not asking for anything, but thanking the Divine for everything. आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सिय पी की.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सिय पी की.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सिय पी की.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सिय पी की.
गावत ब्रह्मा दिक मुनि नारद, वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद. सुख सनकादि शेष अरु शारद, परमी पवन सुत.
Shri Ram.
focus your attention on the divine. An outpouring of your love from your heart to the divine.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah.
May all be happy.
Sarve santu niramaya.
May all be free from diseases.
Sarve bhadrani pashyantu.
May we all come to perceive that which is auspicious.
Ma kaschid dukha bhave.
May there be no hatred amongst us all.
Asato ma sadgamaya.
From the path of the unreal, the untruth, lead us to the path of truth.
Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya.
From the path of the darkness of ignorance, lead us to the light of wisdom.
Mrityormamritam gamaya.
From death, lead us on to immortality.
Mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardana. Yad pujitam maya deva paripurnam tarastu me. Tvameva mata
Our mother,
cha pita tvameva.
our father,
Tvameva bandhu
you are our relative,
cha sakha tvameva.
you are our friend,
Tvameva vidya
you are our knowledge,
dravidam tvameva.
you are our wealth,
Tvameva sarvam
all in all.
mama deva deva.
You are my Deva,
Tvameva sarvam
all in all.
mama deva
You
deva.
are my Deva.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
बोलिए श्री गणेश भगवान की, श्यावर रामचंद्र की, दुर्गा मैया की, शिव शंकर भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की, हर हर महादेव। अपने आसन पर बैठ जाइए, प्लीज बी सीटेड। And once again, I'd like to thank you all very much, my friends. Lovely individuals have come from all different parts of the country to join together in this evening, and your participation, your discipline, I love it really tremendously. And to the members of the Mandir, the committee, to Friend Amar and you all, thank you very much for the opportunity. Namaskar to everyone. To all those on our live viewers, audience, or thanks to Lal Boy's videos for carrying it live on the social media.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र की, प्रेम से बोलो श्री पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। I think we all can say that tonight's discourse and tonight's chanting was really inspirational and really impacting, yeah? So with that being said, Panditji, on behalf of the executive members and all members of Amarjyoth Sabha, we would like to extend our greatest appreciation and gratitude to you and your group for bringing satsang here to us tonight. Devotees, while Panditji will come and read his discourse and chant, etc., with all you being present here, we will have no satsang. So to all you wonderful devotees, I extend a special thank you for making the effort to be here tonight and supporting Amarjyoth in our 5 nights yagna. In addition, I would like to thank Krishna and Judy Ramrup and family for sponsoring tonight's bhojan and prasad, and a further heartfelt thanks to Uncle Frankie, Auntie Baby, Auntie Mala, Panaramesh and Mummy for being here earlier today to prepare and cook this bhojan for us. Also, special thanks to the Juice Boys, Jovan and Vasu, for assisting in the preparing of meals today. Moreover, I thank Panarishi for performing the Hawan and Puja before the yagna started, and to Auntie Sharifa, as well as all other devotees who would have donated and sponsored in whatever way to this yagna. We extend our greatest appreciation and thanks to you. So devotees, as we have come to the end of our yagna, while you will step outside, a quick thing to note, we have boxed the bhojan tonight. The reason for this is, as we all know, the crime situation have increased drastically in the country. So we have made it easy for you all to collect or receive your bhojan and prasad and quickly attend to your vehicle so you can head home at a safe time. So tonight you all will be collecting your bhojan in boxes, it will not be served. Also to note, we continue with satsang tomorrow night as we invite Gita Vahini of the Hindu Prachar Kendra to do this course for us, and we ask that each and every one of you come out to support, as we always save a night for Gita Vahini for the reason of supporting women on the Singhasan. So we invite each and every one of you tomorrow to satsang here again once more tonight. So, with that being said, I would like to say thank you once more for attending and have a safe journey back home. Sitaram, thank you. So Arati will be passed around and you will receive both bhojan and prasad outside.
One invitation. This Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. we will be at the Dattatreya Center doing the chanting of the entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We have been going to different mandirs and homes all over the country, chanting the entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 701 verses. Swami Prakashanandaji, Pandita Vedanand Sharmaji, myself, Girish, and many of the children who are with us, who have been learning the Gita chanting, will be present there on this Sunday coming at 2 to 5 p.m. in the Dattatreya Center in Karipachai. Okay, thank you very much. Pandita Amarji, if you all want one here, let us know. For the rest of the year, we have some time available, and we have plenty of bookings also, so let us know. Preferably Saturday or Sunday, because what happens that when they come from work, it'll be a little late to reach down here. So Saturday and Sunday is a better time for us. Between 11 and 2 is better because we have classes, puja classes on afterwards, after lunch. So between 11 and 2 is good time. Okay? Thank you all very much.
घाट घाट को हे परमेश्वर स्नेह तुम्ही सिखलाते। आ, आ, घाट घाट को हे परमेश्वर स्नेह तुम्ही सिखलाते। नर नारी के प्रेम की ज्योति जग में तुम्हें जलाते। ओ नैया के हे बनहारे, ओ नैया के हे बनहारे, जब में तुम्हारो नाम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम, हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। दया के सागर प्रभु जी तुम ही पालन हारे। तुम ही दया के सागर प्रभु जी तुम ही पालन हारे। चैन तुम्ही से पाए बेकर मनवा सांझ सवारे। जो भी तुम्हारी आश लगा ले, जो भी तुम्हारी आश उठाए, बने उसी की काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम, हे दुख भंजन तुम्हें प्रणाम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। राम राम जय सीताराम। अब सीताराम सबसे निराले महिमा है भाई, सबसे निराले महिमा है भाई, दो अक्षर के नाम की जय बोलो सियावर राम की, जय बोलो सियावर राम की। सबसे निराले महिमा है भाई, सबसे निराले महिमा है भाई, दो अक्षर के नाम की जय बोलो सियावर राम की, जय बोलो सियावर राम की। दो अक्षर का जादू है न्यारा, राम राम जय राम राम। भव सागर है तारण हारा, राम राम जय राम राम। प्रभु जब है अपना भी के हारा, फिर कितनी है दूर है किनारा, फिर कितनी है दूर है किनारा। मेरे राम रखते खबरिया, पल छिन चारों धाम की जय बोलो सियावर राम जी, जय बोलो सियावर राम जी। सबसे निराले महिमा है भाई, दो अक्षर के नाम जी, जय बोलो सियावर राम की, जय बोलो सियावर राम की। पानी में तेरा पत्थर है नैया, राम राम जय राम राम। राम की नैया राम की वैया, राम राम जय राम राम। साथ है जब रामा है रामैया, सागर से अब क्या डर है भैया। साथ है जब राम रमैया, साथी है जब राम रमैया। बादल डल सी निकली है टोली, पवन पुत्र हनुमान जी, जय बोलो सियावर राम की, जय बोलो सियावर राम की। सबसे निराले महिमा है भाई, दो अक्षर के नाम जी, जय बोलो सियावर राम की, जय बोलो सियावर राम की, जय बोलो सियावर राम की। अब ना रहेंगे सोने की लंका, ना मिटेगा अब रावण का